Hi, thank you for joining me. Today is November 15th of 2018, and it's Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now let's get going, shall we? We got a lot to talk about. So pulling up the trade that we've been working on, and it's New Zealand dollar USD or new NZD US dollar. You can say it any way you want. As you can see, this is what is called a naked chart. All you will see on here is the stop loss, the entry price, and the take profit. There's been quite a bit, as you can see. My entry price went in on June 25th of 2018. All this time I've been sitting on this trade. And it went in at 0.68310. My stop loss is at 0.62310, which just happens to be, 1 second, going down in that 4-hour time chart. You can see it's 6,000 pips or $60. Now that is the most I am willing to lose on this trade, $60. With having a balance of over $999, 60 bucks is not that big of a deal, right? My entry price, the lot size, is a 0.01. That keeps my risk to profit at minimal, 1-to-1 ratio. And I'll explain as time goes on with this video why I've got it at that price. So the entry price, as I've stated, is right there where all the lines are. My stop loss is 6,000 pips or $60. And my take profit is also at 6,000 pips or $60. My take profit can change at a drop of a hat if I wanted to. Same with my stop loss. Either way, 1-to-1 ratio for $60. It's not that big of a deal to lose, but it's excellent to win. And this trade last evening was actually at negative $2.92. It actually went into profit earlier today and has been in profit off and on throughout the last 24 hours. However, right now it's a negative 51 cents. 51 pips is not that big of a deal. But don't be concerned, and I'll show you why. Now, I've been asked why I don't put in more than one entry price, one trade per chart. And the reason behind that is because I like to keep my margin level, this number right here, to over 2,500%. As you can see, it's 4,873.57%. I have no chance of being kicked out of this trade for a long time. It's a long time to take over close to $1,000. Takes a while, don't you think? And the reason I don't put in more entry prices is because this broker has an FIFO rule, which is a first in, first out, meaning that no matter how many entry prices I put in, regardless if it's a sell or a buy, the first one has to come out before a second or third can. It won't come out, and you can lose quite a bit with this. So it's very, very risky to do so. That explains why there's only one here, one trade per chart, per broker. That shows you why. Now, I've been asked many times why I trade on a day time chart. And here's why. Moving down to the minute time chart, what can you see here? It's only been a minute. It's got your in just maybe a little bit, but there's not much that can be seen. And that's why we go into the 5-minute time chart. And once again, still not enough on a naked chart. That means all the indicators, marking up the charts, learning what the supply and demand is, as well as the head and shoulders and all the rest of it. See, I understand it. If I go through seizures during the night, erasing my memory, it's very difficult to learn everything from 6 months of an age infant to current day, plus all the extra indicators and things like that. So if I mark up my chart one day, the next day I won't have a clue what it is. None whatsoever. That's why I trade on a naked chart. Going in the 5-minute, yes, you can see some here, some movement, but there's still not enough information to have a clear picture of this trade. Going in the 15-minute time chart, once again, you can definitely see quite a bit of movement here. And you can see what I was saying about it going into profit, because that would be right in here. And it's not doing very bad. So we're really excited about what this is doing. I wouldn't advise, without the indicators and without marking up your chart, to trade on these time charts. 30-minute time chart, once again, yeah, you can see what's going on to an extent. And without the indicators, it's extremely risky, unless you have the experience and been trading for a while. Then you could do this without a problem. And I have many friends that trade in the smaller time charts because they've been doing it for a long time. They don't worry about their entry price, stop loss, or take profit. They know what to do because they understand the indicators and marking up the charts. Even an expert marks up his or her chart. Because when you trade right, but you look left for information on finding out the trend or pattern a specific trade is doing. Going into the hour time chart, you have a little more information here. There's nothing wrong with this. It's pretty good. But it only goes back to August of this year. Not a lot of time there. So I could not tell you exactly what the trend, which is your friend, would be on this trade. Going in the 4-hour time chart, now to be honest, I was in a 4-hour for the before 3 months ago. I had no problem with it. Then I realized it's only giving me maybe a year of information. And there's so much more that can be gathered. Excuse my voice. That's why I go into daytime chart. And looking at the daytime chart, it goes back to February of 2014. Plenty of time to see what this trade's been doing. And to trade properly without indicators in a marked up chart, you put your cursor right where the trade is currently at, and you go left to the last time it was actually in this pattern, which I would imagine would be right about here. Oh, we could go back even further to right about here. And that tells me that this trade could break through unless it starts here, which is very possible. And it could break through and go down. But I don't foresee it's going to go down. I see it going up into profit. It'll stay in profit for a while. And eventually it will hit, I take profit. All trading is patience, consistency, and no emotion to the trade. And you will succeed. Now we're going to stop our screen share and see if there are any questions. Right. Where are my signals? How do I get them? Okay, the signals come from 5 areas. Warren Wright and Stevenson Lindor, who are educators through iMarkets Live. To get access to them, you have to become part of iMarkets Live. Now, these educators will go from a naked chart beginner all the way to advanced and further until you understand the skills and education from learning how to trade. My third area is Christopher Terry, who happens to be the CEO of the business, and he's got over 25 years of experience of trading. So I would imagine that he is an expert here and knows what he's talking about when he shows you how to trade. My fourth area is Tracy Walker, who is my sponsor. I'm on her dream team, but she was the one that brought me into iMarkets Live and showed me how to find out my entry price, my stop loss, my take profit, when to get in a trade, when to get out of a trade, how to mark up my charts. And she runs webinars as well as summits that she gives for people to learn how to trade. She's ideal. She's really good at what she does. And my last and final place is called Swipe Trades. And Swipe Trades is an app that goes on your smartphone. And with this app, you get the signals to give you ideas of a trade, that it's your decision. So if you haven't been trading for at least 90 days, make sure you do a demo until you learn the skills. Then you can go live. We're going to pause a moment and find out if there are any other questions. Yeah, I know I gave a lot of information. Going once, going twice, and gone. Thank you for joining me on this November 15th. And you go and have a fantastic remainder of your day or night, depending on where you're at in the world or when you're seeing this. Bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.